So this is another um, video request. This from I received this as an email from Mr. Said in Nigeria. Not from Nigeria. So it is, hello Monk. I hope you are doing fine. The mail is in respect to the picture attached. In the picture, there are arrows pointing towards some mixing parts of an EW12J4 engine. Monk, in your vast knowledge about Peugeot, kindly educate us on the missing parts of the engine and the likely consequences of running the engine without those parts installed. Thanks, always find, kindly find attached. Long live the round cake. Okay, so let's look at the image he attached. Okay, so this is a EW12J4 engine and 2.2 petrol liter engine produced by Peugeot. So you can see where the arrows are pointing. So let's go back to the question. It is in your vast knowledge about procurement process and the missing parts, and the consequences of running the engine without those parts. The consequences of running the engine without these vacuum lines is 1. High fuel consumption. 2. Rapid death of engine. That's all. These two things. I just consider this high fuel consumption, then rapid death or wear of the engine. Now let's go to the one that I know will touch owners that leave their cars or their engine in that condition. The reason why it will wear your engine faster is, you see this space, let's focus on these two arrows. You could see an opening on both ends. It's pointing at it, so something that looks like an open pipe. This is the air filter tube. It comes from the air filter box to motorized throttle body, while this other one is pointing at a pipe on the engine cylinder head. Now that one, very important, that one. You're trying to remember if it's exactly like the EW10J4 one or different. Honestly, trying to remember how it was positioned, or if they are the same. However, this one on the tube, what this one will do is it will introduce dust. Right from here, dust will be coming in. You can even see the engine already is dusty. So all those dust will be coming in, going straight through the motorized throttle body, that's through the butterfly on the motorized throttle body, straight to the valves. Of course, it will pass through the intake manifold, then settle on the valves. Then the fuel that comes from the fuel injectors will wash down those dirt, those dust, those mud, wash them down into the combustion chamber. And guess what will happen? As those dust or mud are settling in the combustion chamber, they will, they will be touching the what's it called? The cylinder walls, which will also rub on the rings. So it will wear out faster because it will not kind of mess up the oil, because as spacing is moving up and down, it's actually being lubricated. So that oil that is supposed, it's just like pouring sand on an oil and expect it to still be sticky or lubricate. So it's going to, it means that rings, those rings, or the piston, even the pistons, themselves will no longer be protected because of those dust that are settling there, touching them. So as it's going up and down, it start wearing out faster. So the other side too, this one I pointed at, that thing you pointed at, I'm not sure there's anything that is supposed to be there. Also, what I mean is that hole, I don't think it's supposed to, air is passing through it. However, I know there's something that is supposed to be there that is not there. So I'm going to show you guys the missing components he was talking about. I took a picture. Okay. Okay, now look at the engine again from another picture. I got this one online. Now look at it. Now you can see we are a circle. Now this is the vacuum line. Call it vacuum hose. These things, these are not in, they are the missing components. You can see they are not here. So they are the missing components. You can see the one on the tube that comes from air filter box to the intake manifold to motorized throttle body. This particular one. So it's missing, and then it crosses on top of the intake manifold and now connected to this plastic cylinder that looks like a canister, or more like a canister. So when you look at that plastic cylinder, you see that hole, the other arrow is pointing at, is actually where the cylinder is bolted on. So I'm not sure there's anything that thing that looks like pipe is doing. It's just for you to tight a bolt there, you know. So this cylinder is what is missing here. Let me go back to that picture. So that's what is missing here on this arrow. This one. So there's nothing on that. Air is not supposed to pass through that hole, I believe. So this thing, if they are not there, I mean, come on. Why do you think Pojo, they don't have anything to do with money, that they had to introduce this vacuum line on EW12J4 other than other EW engines? Because you won't find this in other EW engines. Okay, let me show you another EW10J4 engine so I understand what I mean. Now look at it. You can see how I marked the way they position those vacuum lines or vacuum hoses. Now I can see one of the hoses comes from the oil sump or oil pan, you know, straight to the canister bus or cylinder or vacuum cylinder. I don't even know the name, you know. Then goes up to another. If I even go to the back of the cylinder, no, intake manifold, and then connects to the engine block. See, the reason, in as much as I was not part of whoever the people that designed this engine, but you could tell that they tried to make this engine to breathe properly because of the kind of work it does compared to other EW engines. Oil vapor passes through these hoses. So when you leave them open, you are sending straight. I mean, look at where it comes from, even direct from the sump, the oil pan. So when you now remove that hose, what do you think happens? That will be going to entering to your oil pan direct, mixing with your engine oil. It doesn't even need to still go through the piston and rings, and may take some time before you eventually enter the sump. Though this one direct into the sump. And even there's about 2 hoses that comes from behind the intake manifold that connects to this cylinder, plastic cylinder. And please, I know one of those hoses comes from the engine block. Then I think the other one is connected to the back of the, is it the back of, I don't know, I've forgotten where the second one is connected to. So these are the missing things or the missing components you talked about on the picture you sent. This one. So if you are running your EW10J4 engine without these hoses connected properly, just be prepared for buying the engine over and over, and then you're spending more on fuel in the vehicle. Now, I understand the problem the EW12J4 users have, because once this thing breaks, getting another one, I'm not even sure how possible it is. Even the used one, to get a used one that is in good condition is quite challenging. So, but personally, if mine, let's assume I have the engine and then this hose cuts, I'll just find something and consult there and put it back. Yeah, it may not look as tidy as what you are looking on the screen, but I say, I mean, you can always find another hose. Fine, just constructing, as long as it matches, that's the most important thing, rather than taking it out completely. So, yeah, that's the consequences. Because that's even the most important one is not even the fuel consumption. Because some might even claim, oh, they did it, their own, they don't have that hose yet. It's not consuming any fuel. So, now, it's not every EW12J4 that had this. The one in this particular one is actually 3FZ. So, there are some Peugeot 407 with EW12J4 engine, but their intake manifold is not this aluminum or cast. Their own is special plastic, which you on the cylinder head you be engraved E4, while this one will be engraved E2. So those that's 3FY. So those EW12J4 engine with that plastic intake manifold, you will not find this hose on it. In fact, I prefer that one. At least you won't have the issue of looking for this vacuum line when it fails or breaks, trying to sort it out. Though that one, they took care of it. They designed the intake manifold to now do the work of this hose. This is the first EW12 Peugeot designed or produced. Then later the 3FY, the one with intake manifold, is a revised version of the EW12, an improved one. We even possess more power than this. So now you understand. I hope that answers your question. If you have any more or need more clarification, you could ask again.